Do you ever wish you could bring back the glorious nostalgia of Minecraft's old days into your modern worlds? Things like the old terrain generation engines, fog, and textures? Do you ever wish that playing famous old seeds could be relived, but with the conveniences and features of today's Minecraft? Well, what if I told you you actually can? Introducing the modern beta mod for Minecraft, working up to version 1.19.3 at the time of making this video. It's called Modern Beta, but it actually features all of the versions of old Minecraft, all the way back from Classic through Beta 1.7.3. When you go to start up a Modern Beta world, change the world type to Modern Beta. From there, you can configure generation in a bunch of different cool ways. Scrolling through the world types, you'll see a bunch of old Minecraft generation engines. Even Pocket Edition makes this list. Settings allows you to toggle certain things on and off, like deep slate and noise caves. You can tweak the biome and cave type settings as well. For example, you can use beta 1.7.3 generation with the single biome type for a uniform biome across the world, but beta terrain. And this is where it gets really cool. Opening settings of biome type allows you to choose the biome similar to single biome in vanilla Minecraft. And from the list, you'll notice that it literally has everything. Literally every biome type from InDev until now. So let's generate a Stony Peaks beta 1.7.3 world to showcase what this looks like. This is what Stony Peaks would have looked like if they existed in beta. It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? Quick note, I'm using 1.18.2 for the video because there's a couple other complementary mods I'll talk about a little later in the video that haven't quite been updated for 1.19. And if you want modern beta for 1.19.3 specifically, the world type generators are handled via datapack. But this is all explained on the CurseForge page, and I've linked that in the description. Another fun thing to do is change the world type to Classic. This limits the world to 256 by 256, and you can tweak it however you want. It'd be cool to play on, say, a classic wooded Badlands world, or to play around with Classic if it had the ability to generate modern vanilla biomes. This would be a cool concept for a challenge, or just to have a limited place to relaxingly build with all of the blocks available in Minecraft today. I'm glad Minecraft's world is infinite now, but it is fun to see what happens if you smash Classic and modern Minecraft together. Alright, it's time to really show what this mod is capable of. I mentioned in the intro that you can actually access old seeds from the beta days, so let's do that. So if I change the world type to modern beta, then enter in Gargamel, one of the most famous seeds in Minecraft history, let's see what happens. Are you sitting down? Because this is insane. This is Gargamel in modern Minecraft. It looks the exact same, and you even spawn in the cliffside cave like old times. Now, it's important to note that caves are generated a little differently. Like, you'll notice this giant ravine cutting through the classic Gargamel Valley, which I think is really sick, but it obviously isn't the exact same as the old version. This is because the mod preserves the 256 block world height instead of the old limit of 128. This means there are now 128 layers of cave generation, which leads to funkiness when the Caves and Cliffs update is combined with the beta terrain generator. Anyway though, if you have nostalgic feelings for Gargamel and want to visit it with all the modern Minecraft features and blocks without having to download an old world map that may or may not even work correctly, this is how you should do it. Or what about the 404 challenge? Yes, even that works as it used to. The gravel even just falls on its own right away, and due to the cave system differences I just mentioned, the 404 cave is even more extensive and crazy than it used to be. It's like an amplified 404 challenge. The best part is, you can actually combine these old seeds with customized biome generation for some really wacky results. Like, let's take another classic beta seed, Glacier, and see what happens if I change it to generate as an ocean biome. Here are all the famous glacier mountains above water because of the y=128 sea level. But it's so cool, it generates a shipwreck into one of the mountainside cliffs, and an ocean monument literally on top of the famous glacier overhang. Like, how cool is this? It's almost like rediscovering these crazy cool seeds for the first time again, because you never know what modern structure might generate in them. It's also really amazing that you can use Minecraft's modern GUI to put seeds in easily for alpha. something you can't do in the original alpha versions without mods. I decided to check out the infamous Herobrine seed, which has been found semi-recently, to see if it worked. And to my delight, it actually did. Just need to clear these trees a bit. Okay, there. This is the exact same place as the famous screenshot was taken, but beautifully set in modern Minecraft. I mean, again, it's kind of crazy that you don't need a world download for these. The modern beta generators work just as they used to, and the seeds come out nearly identical every time. I could spend hours just toying with the modern beta settings to see what happens with all these different scenarios and seeds. Last thing I'll mention about the world generation is the Skylands and Pocket Edition types. Skylands is referring to notches long ago planned opposite to the Nether, the Sky dimension. No, not that one. The Skylands terrain in modern beta is based off the old in-dev generator for the floating world type, and it turns out crazy in today's versions because it still spawns structures. So there are tons of floating abandoned mine shafts, super cool floating villages, and ruined portals that were meant to spawn in oceans just floating way beneath in the void. This would be so fun and extremely challenging as a survival world. The Pocket Edition type is using the terrain generation from 0.6.0, meaning you can access all the seeds from that time period. One of the more popular seeds from around that version was just a simple smiley face. It was due to the vast mountains near spawn and easily accessible lava. This one on modern beta is absolutely insane though, because a ruined portal spawns right next to a village, right next to a woodland mansion. And this is only about 75 blocks away from where I spawned. It also has a bunch of deep caves and ravines everywhere. Man, this is so cool. Modern Beta also has server-side support, meaning you can host a server using the Modern Beta mod without every user having to own it. So grab a buddy and go relive some old memories. Oh, and you may have noticed that the blocks in my game look like the old textures as well. This actually isn't part of the mod, but it is the recommended resource pack to use with Modern Beta. It's called Golden Days and is linked in the description below. It retextures blocks to look like the beta versions and also tweaks modern Minecraft blocks a tiny bit to not make them stick out as much next to the old textures. I'm also using a couple other complementary mods recommended by the modern beta developer to really lean into the beta Minecraft feel. Custom Fog, which adds the beta render distance fog back into the game. Custom Stars, which adds the giant old stars from the beta night sky. Just looking at it gives me so much nostalgia. And lastly, Custom Void, which restores the void to the classic light blue coloring scheme. I highly recommend using all of these combined for a complete modern beta experience. I've linked all of them below, but you can also find them on the Modern Beta CurseForge page. Anyway though, there are essentially infinite possibilities and terrain combinations with this mod, and I only gave a brief showcase of what specific settings can be tweaked and what it's capable of. I could go down the modern beta rabbit hole for literal days, but I'll spare you all watching me do that. Anyway though, like I said, everything's in the description if you want to check it all out. Huge thanks to the developer B3 Spectacled or B Spectacled for making this mod. It's the epitome of simple but genius. If you enjoyed this video and nostalgic mod showcase, let me know by leaving a like and subscribe for a potentially endless Minecraft experience. I love you all so very much, and I'll see you in the next one.